Usually when you think of the word MPV, a car that is big in size, has lots of space and is generally not very exciting and is very boring. That is the kind of car that you think of. But today we have something different. This is the Lexus LM. It's a luxury MPV. Today we have a pre-production model which we will drive very shortly, but more importantly I'll show you what it looks like, what the dimensions are and what the features are, because there are lots of features inside. We have very less time, so let's begin. Okay, so let's talk about the LM now. This is the second generation model and let me quickly give you a tour of the design first. A lot of things have changed. First of all, you'll notice that the spindle grille design is different now, which you can see here. It looks very bold, and also the headlamp cluster, while it retains the same Lexus design philosophy, you have this additional DRL element over here, and this housing over here has also changed. So the front definitely has a very mean and bold look. There are 4 color options. Right now we have this white option, and on the side you can see just how big this vehicle is. For reference, this is 5130 mm long and the wheelbase is 3 meters itself, so it is a very big vehicle. On the side you will also see these 19-inch alloy wheels which also get a new design. It looks quite decent for a vehicle like this. It's a very MPV-ish design, so not as radical as the front, but it still does the job, is good to look at. You have these chrome accents right here, and the pillars in between have these black accents to sort of give it a little bit of visual flair. So it is a smart looking vehicle, I will say. But over at the back you have one big change, which is this, the new tail lamp design. Now instead of having the usual twin tail lamps, you get one single element which is connected and it wraps around the side. You also have this light element in the middle, and the Lexus badge is gone. Instead you have the word Lexus written on the boot. Now, since we're talking about the boot, I will show you one cool thing. Do you know how you open the boot on this? Well, you could use the switch here like a normal person, but you could also go to the side and you can see these 2 switches. So you can press and hold this and voila, it opens up. Now, this that you see right now is the 3-row version, which means it has 7 seats. And once you are done with everything, you could again be boring and press the button right here, or you could just come back here and press the other button, press and hold, and down it goes. And this is what the boot space in the 4-seater version looks like. You have plenty of space, so 700 plus liters of storage area, and you have a very flat bed over here with a very small lip, so you can easily place a lot of luggage in here without any worry. Now, that was a quick look at the exterior design. Altogether, yes, you can see hints of Velfire, but Lexus has done enough to differentiate this vehicle and give it a fresh kind of identity. Now let's talk about the interior. First, let's come to the first row. I know this is where most people's drivers will sit, but let's also have a look here. Now the cool thing about the door handles is that you don't have to pull them. There is a button here, so you gently press it and the door opens, and these are soft closing doors, and this is what the door panel looks like, very plush. And this is what the seats look like, very well bolstered, and they have power adjustments. Now this is a pre-production model, so obviously the fit and finish levels aren't up to the levels that the final vehicle will be, and keeping that in mind, I think this still looks very good. Let me just get inside quickly using this step right here, so that makes getting inside rather easy. Okay, now we are inside the vehicle, and you can see, first of all, the steering wheel right here. It is a round unit, and you have a lot of controls on both sides, and you even get paddle shifters on both sides. Now behind that is the digital instrument cluster, which shows you a host of information, obviously. So if you want, you can go through the various settings and things that it will show you. Gives you a lot of information, and this is what the 14-inch touchscreen infotainment system looks like. It looks very fancy. The touch operation is rather smooth, I will say. So you can control a lot of things from here. These are all the ADAS features that this vehicle comes with. So you have pre-collision systems, lane departure, all the usual things that you would expect from a vehicle that has ADAS. Now you can also check the energy flow, which means because this has a normal engine and an electric motor, so you can see the diversion of power right here. And you obviously have these different drive modes which you can choose from, so that will definitely change the way you drive. And this is what the dashboard layering looks like. You have this nice wood finish, and this is in all black kind of interior. You will also get a white interior with this as an option. Now right here are the buttons for the rear doors, so you can control them. So if I wanted to, I could open this and the door at the back will open. Now I'll quickly close it back again, and right here is your shifter, so you can go into reverse, neutral or drive. You have your electronic parking brake, 2 cup holders, a storage space right here, some storage space here, 2 USB Type-C charging ports, so that is good. And up top also you have a few controls for, again, opening and closing the boot or the doors, and obviously you have a nice little place to hold your sunglasses as well. Now this is quite good because in the 2-row vehicle, the 4-seat one, you have a partition in the middle, and because of that you can't see anything behind. So that's why they've put this digital mirror, so it has good clarity, it works well, I've tested it, and that is a nice and unique addition. The seat cushion, like I said, is good. You have good quality materials here, and I think even though the owner of the vehicle might not likely sit here, but the driver will certainly enjoy whatever he has to work with. Okay, so now let's talk about the all-important second row. Now you have this seesaw button, press and hold, and the door opens. You also have a button at the front for the driver to open and close the door, but this is what the interior looks like. You have these 2 captain seats which come with these nice head restraints, and you have armrests on both sides, and you also have these 2 cool devices which I will talk about in just a second. But first let me show you what the space is like, and there is plenty of space here. You also get support for your legs, so you can stretch out. All of this is controlled by the controls over here, so you have massage function, you have ventilation, all these features are right here, and you can use this to obviously change the position of the seat or take it back. And at the front, now you don't have the partition in this 3-row version, but you still get AC vents, an HDMI connection, power socket, a small storage area where you can keep some things, and the seats also have pockets, seat back pockets right here. And now let me come to these 2 devices here which can be used to control a lot of things. So I can pop them out, so that means it's easy. Even if you have got the seat reclined, you don't have to reach out for this. You can keep this in your hand or in your pocket just like your smartphone, and it has a button here. You can press it and then swipe up to open, and then it shows you a lot of different options, and you can individually configure the right seat and the left seat if you want. Now you have options like your audio control, so you can choose the source of audio that you want to use, and you also have other options like changing the channel obviously. And if I go back now, I can also change the climate setting, so I can individually set the climate temperature. You also have options for lighting, which means you can set the illumination using this. You can change the level, you can change the reading light options, and the touch response from this unit is also very good. And when not in use, you can lock it and just put it back in its dock. Now I'll talk about this cool panel at the top of this vehicle. There is a lot to talk about. You can see this wooden finish on it. You have a small space to hold something here and one for the rear passenger as well. The AC vents are also housed in this area, and you can control your AC settings from here. You also get this button to switch on or off the illumination in here. Now, because it's bright outside, it's not very visible. You also have a reading light which you can turn and change the angle of, so you can switch it on and have it at different brightness levels, or you can just switch it off as well. Now over here are your buttons to open and close the door, to change the window position, and you can also use this to open the sunroof. So you get two individual sunroofs for both sides. So one is right here and the other one is over there, and the sun is shining bright through that one. So let me just close that real quick. So you have a lot of cool things in this vehicle for sure. It's not your average MPV, this one. And now it's time to check out the third row, which you can't see right now. So we'll get to the third row by pressing this button here, which moves the seat forward. So you can notice that the speed of the seat moving forward is also very fast, and once that happens, you have easy access to the third row, where you have, according to Lexus, space for 3 people, but I think it's more like for 2 people. So there is good amount of space. You can see that this seat has been set normally and there still is a lot of space. If I sit inside, obviously there will not be enough under thigh support, but the backrest you can recline, and that is a good thing. Also, you get storage space on the side and a USB port on both sides for your charging needs. So that way the third row is pretty decent. And now let's see what the second row of the 4-seater version looks like. So you press and hold this button to open the door the same way. First of all, you'll notice this grab handle here. Then inside you just have 2 seats, 2 very luxurious, very big seats with a lot of leg room, as you can see. But the biggest party piece is this huge screen right here. So you have a very big screen, and I'll show you more about this. So you can see that you have this partition over here, and by using a button right here, I can press this and get the screen up. Now right now it is kind of foggy, kind of blurred. Now there is a button right here which can change that. So if I press this, it's pretty transparent, and if I press this again, then it's foggy. So that is great for privacy. Now you can use this screen to show either a single screen. So let's use the tab right here. I can set it to twin, and now you have 2 separate displays. So that is a great feature. Now obviously you have more space over here to keep some knickknacks, and then a refrigeration area over here so you can keep your beverages cool. You have some more storage right here which you can also close off, and again space inside for connection. So because this has an HDMI connection, you can plug in your laptop, or you can mirror your phone screen to see what is on that and get the display right over there. So all in all, this is a very luxurious cabin, and this large screen combined with the Mark & Levinson sound system is pretty great in my opinion, and people who buy this will definitely feel like they're flying in first class.
Lexus has employed a 2.5-litre inline 4-cylinder engine in the LM. This engine is helped by a hybrid setup that not only makes it efficient but also allows for all-wheel drive capabilities. The electric motor is used to drive the rear axle if the driving surface has less traction or while starting off from a standstill. The total output of this setup is 247 horsepower, and it comes paired with a eCVT gearbox. While driving, the engine and the motor are able to move this 2.3-ton MPV with relative ease. Pressing down on the accelerator pedal suddenly will generate a lot of vocal response from the engine, but the vehicle does not seem to lunge forward with a similar motion. This is not a bad thing considering occupant comfort is of utmost importance here. Despite being so big, the steering wheel felt very light and easy to use. The eCVT did its job as one would expect it to, And you also have paddle shifters in case you want a little more engagement. The LM is supposed to deliver a sedate and comfortable drive to the occupants, and that it seems to do very well. Lexus also told us that they have worked to improve the in-cabin comfort of the passengers by employing active noise cancellation and ensuring that there is minimal movement inside for the occupants while the vehicle is braking or taking tight turns. The test track where we drove the LM did not allow for enough opportunities to verify these facts, so that data will have to wait till we get the vehicle on road. However, I did feel that there was some amount of body movement while going through the curves and even under braking.
So that was a quick look at the Lexus LM in its second generation. We briefly drove it on the track and gave you our first impression on that, but more importantly told you about all the features that it has. And definitely for a luxury and a premium MPV, this one checks almost all the boxes. It looks amazing, it looks imposing, it has plenty of space on the inside, and it is packed with features. The big display is definitely a unique feature for this one, and obviously all the rest of the features, even in the 3-row version, are all very great. Now, I don't know about the price right now, but considering that the Wellfire costs about 1.2 to 1.3 crore, this will obviously have a premium over that. This was all for today's video. My name is Akash Paul. I'm signing off for now, but until the next time, be safe when you're out on the road, whether you're riding or driving. I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.